Legs, see when you lean back. Check, check.
Test, hello.
Was it rolling?
Stop. You can tell we don't use microphones well.
No, here we go, boy.
This is Ron, Channel 6. Yeah, there's rain today.
Oh my gosh. This thing's...
Hello, Maddie and Matt. You're gonna cut this stuff out, right? I've known Maddie since first grade.
We are all high school buddies.
I'm his blood.
I'm an old family friend of Matt's, and this is my husband Ethan, who happens to know Maddie from K Christian.
We're friends and, I guess, teammates for indoor soccer.
We know Maddie and Matt, more so Maddie, from our parents. They all went to college together. We've known her since we've been in diapers.
Diapers, yep.
Diapers.
I'm Emily, and I met Maddie in college. We were in the same major.
And we are Matt's aunt and uncle.
Cousins of Matt. Yeah, I'm a first cousin of Matt Fleck.
Matthew is my brother.
Matt is my cousin. Met Maddie at a party I was at Rachel and Adam's apartment in Grand Rapids. I think that was the first time I met her.
I am Matt's sister, so I have known him my entire life. And Maddie, I met about 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know, whenever they started dating.
I am Maddie's younger sister and the maid of honor, sorry. I am also Maddie's younger sister.
I am Maddie's younger brother.
I'm Maddie's cousin Janetti, or he would call me Aunt Jeanette.
And I'm her husband, Brian.
Maddie is our cousin.
I am married into the BB family, the first one, soon to be brother-in-law with Matt.
I'm dating into the BB family.
I went to nursing school with Maddie.
I went to high school with the bride.
Or nursing school.
So I grew up with Maddie in elementary school, so I've known her since kindergarten.
I met her about 7 years ago, working at the Bronson Athletic Club. I met Maddie in second grade, and we have been friends ever since.
I know them through Maya, Matt's cousin, and I met Maddie up in Grand Rapids when Matt brought her over to meet Rachel.
I grew up next door to Maddie since we were, I think, 10, so 18 years we've known each other.
I've known Matt since he was a little kid, been friends with his father, Frank, and his mother, Leslie, and we just, farm in the same neighborhood, so Matt is going into that career, so I know Matt more from that than anywhere else.
We've been friends with his parents my whole life. I don't remember meeting Frank because I was a baby.
We're college best friends. We met sophomore year in the dorms. He lived in the dorm right across from me.
I was friends with his dad still friends with his dad for years. And I was in their wedding years ago, so.
Matt, I remember when you were little, I thought, man, this kid's crazy. I don't know if I don't know what's going to happen to this guy, but man, did you turn out pretty awesome.
Maddie is so sweet.
Super sweet.
Super sweet.
Very sweet.
Really sweet.
Super sweet, super relatable.
She's very bouncy.
Bubbly.
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 Bubbly. Bubbly.
Bubbly.
Bubbly.
Amicable.
So friendly.
Very friendly.
Very friendly and personable.
So spunky.
Happy, smiling a lot, and she had a very giddy personality.
Wild child.
Bold and confident.
Super funny.
Just full of energy.
She's so fun.
Sincere.
Always down to have a good time.
Maddie's just awesome to be around. She just makes me laugh so hard.
Super easy to just converse with and was really fun to get to know from the start.
I remember she was one of the first people to welcome me on the playground in 5th grade, so I was really grateful to have a first friend my first day of 5th grade.
First memory of Maddie would probably be super little kids, just whether it's their basement, our house, MSU game, bowl weekend.
all the football game days, basketball game days, just running around the house as little kids, playing Just Dance on the Wii, random stuff around the house. So those are all my good memories with her.
First memory, I'm not sure. We were very young, definitely in diapers. But I have some memories of us going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee together. It was like 105 degrees. I put my head into a water cooler, and my dad grounded me, and I think Maddie was laughing. Football games, tailgates, last year, 6:30 a.m., Michigan State. She had my girlfriend who's off camera, Carly, take a shot, a fireball. So,
Euchre party. First time she came in and met a lot of people.
You bring the light and positivity to everywhere you go. You're always the life of the party and always bring such a positive energy.
She loves to talk, and so I think we kind of vibed off the fact that neither one of us can shut up.
I actually met Maddie the same time that Matt met Maddie at a tailgate at Michigan State. And I just remember her being very fun and vibrant, and her family was really, really nice and inviting. So could tell that they were definitely a match early on.
First day of class, sitting outside on the grass, watching Ben eat like 11 bananas for lunch because he didn't know how to pack a lunch.
I really liked her. Honestly, this might sound funny, but I knew right away that my girlfriend Greta would really like her and they would get along great.
So the first time I met Maddie, I didn't actually know that she was going to be dating my brother, but had an idea of it because he was kind of talking about her and was interested in her and stuff, and all of us were like, go for her, whatever. But we were actually at a haunted house, and I don't think she realized it was her first date, but it was actually her first date. But I liked her from the start, Maddie from the start, and we've really gotten to know Maddie, and I love having Maddie around. She's a really fun person and a really great person.
I first met Maddie when they were at the Bach, the gym, and Matt introduced her to me. And right from the get-go, you can kind of tell that he introduced her with some confidence, and I think he really liked her right from the beginning, and it was very apparent. And throughout the relationship, he just kept on saying how much he liked her, and I think it really blossomed into something beautiful.
The first time I met Maddie was at Matt's house, well, Uncle Frank and Aunt Leslie's house, and I knew she, right off the bat, was a good woman just because she was dating Matt, and I know Matt has a good head on his shoulders. The thing that I noticed most about her was just how interested she was in the family, which I know is a big part, but yeah, she's real cool.
The first impression of Matt is hard because they've been dating such a long time, and I think I had heard a lot about him from Maddie, which gave me insight into like how much she liked him, but also he just seemed like such a great guy.
I would say Matt and I got along with sports right away.
He just seemed like the type of guy like you've just known for forever. Just very easygoing and very sweet, very humble.
First impression was that he was a little bit shy. I know it took him a minute to kind of mingle with us on the floor of the dorms, and we moved in and already had a couple friends on the same floor that year. But I think the first time we really met is we were all getting lunch in the cafeteria, and he kind of worked up the courage to come up to us and said, "Do you mind if I eat with you guys?" And just remember him being a very genuine, sincere guy.
Matt's a very genuine, easy to talk to person, can be friends with anyone, and they both could probably talk to a wall without the wall ever responding.
Yeah.
So, very good combination of people.
I thought Matt had a really good style. He's a strapping young man.
The first time I met Matt was actually on Facebook. He messaged me. He's like, I'm going to go to your school. Like, let's hang out this summer. And it was that.
So Matt and her, whenever they started dating is when I met her like a few months after that, I think. But I remember him talking about her. And he was like, I'm not sure if we should hang out or not. And then a few months later, they were dating. I was like, I guess it worked out.
I met Matt at Michigan State in the Butterfield dorms in Brody neighborhood. He was living in the dorm right across the hall from me. Me and a bunch of the other guys that we had just met, this was day 2 or 3 of Welcome Weekend at Michigan State, were going out to the library. We were going to go out on a weekend to go and party at some apartments nearby. And Matt had his little shower caddy in hand, had his glasses all squinty because he'd taken out his contacts already and was about to go to bed. And I was like, hey, you should come out with us. He did, and here we are quite a few years later.
The first time I met Matt, I kind of already had an idea of him because Maddie and I went out to dinner and she told me all about the boy she met at the gym and how excited she was. And, you know, he's just the nicest guy.
The first time I met Matt, I thought he was kind of fun, but I did show up and Maddie had a huge hickey on her neck, and I was like, oh, okay, he's cool.
Well, I knew him as a kid. He was rotten.
A fun kid. Like he grew up with our two boys, and yeah, he had a good time as a youngin.
I think first meeting Matt, I was like, wow, he's very large.
He was also very funny.
I thought he was a good man.
Patient and hardworking, very talkative. He's really personal.
I thought he was like really nice and he was a good fit for Maddie.
I don't really have a good story because I met Matt before I had memories of meeting Matt.
I thought he was a very squared away individual. Like he's got his stuff together. He seems like a solid man.
Him and Josh and Travis actually were the first three people to talk to me when I switched schools my junior year. So that's how we became so close, because they kind of welcomed me with open arms. So I'll always be grateful for that.
First met them as a couple. They were, I believe, up at Ludington, and they were just kind of pinging off of each other, talking all the time. It was super cute. Loved them. Loved the both of them.
Our first kind of introduction to Matt was in Miami, Florida in March of 2019. And Maddie had quite a few drinks at this point, and she started talking about this guy that we had never heard of. And she's like, I think this guy, Matt, is my soulmate. And we had never met him. We'd never heard of him before. And we're like, who is this random dude? Who is Matt? And we didn't end up actually meeting him because they didn't start dating until like 7 months later. But then when we first met him, we kind of clicked right away, and we all just loved him immediately. He fit in with our family, and especially my brother. He fit in well with like my husband too, so he was just perfect.
We went on a double date to the beer exchange, and right off the bat I knew, all right, he's probably the one for Maddie.
First memory of them together as a couple, I think it was probably a football game day. It's probably a football game day where he showed up to the tailgate, and I was probably like, oh, Maddie's got a boyfriend now, finally. She's never had one, never bought one to the tailgate. Tailgates are pretty serious with the Sparty party, so. But he checks all the boxes, Spartan, so go green for that.
I think my first memory, was him coming to a tailgate. He got up early, he helped out.
Yeah.
And I think he consumed a decent amount of alcohol, if I can remember. And we were proud of him for that.
We all met him when we were working at the Bronson Athletic Club. He was a member there, and we were friends, hung out together with him as friends. And one day I was like, listen, I think this guy likes you. And she's like, no, he's way too cute and cool. Like, he wouldn't like me. And I'm like, no, like he's definitely into you. And she's like, no, I think we're just friends. We just text as friends. I'm like, no, I think that he likes you. So we were all hanging out one time, and Maddie carried all these books around with her in her purse all the time in case she had time to read or something. And he was like, oh, I like that you carry these books around. And that's when I was like, okay, Maddie, after he left, I'm like, he likes you who compliments somebody's books being in their bag. Like, this is the real deal.
I got to meet Maddie at a Michigan State tailgate. We were with Matt the year after we graduated, all there just for a little reunion tailgate. And Matt was so excited to go to the tailgate with this girl that he knew from the gym. But it was weird because Matt normally doesn't want to go and meet up with girls or do anything of that nature. So we were like, what's going on? So Cole and I decided, let's tag along, and we got to meet Maddie and her whole family and the Sparty party at the Michigan State tailgate. She was so full of energy, so excited, but it was so funny because we had Matt and Maddie just chatting it up at this tailgate filled with 20, 30 people on the Michigan State grounds, which were packed, and they were just chatting it up like they'd known each other forever, while they were really just soft gym acquaintances at that point in time. So it was really great seeing their interaction, and Maddie just seemed that she matched Matt really well.
I actually met them pretty close. I think they started dating about a month after Sam and I started dating. So I got to know them together, which was a fun experience.
We met at the gym. So we met at the Bronson Athletic Club on 9th Street. And she worked the front desk there, and I worked out there. And she was actually more or less dating one of my buddies at the time. And he's more so, I wouldn't say one of my good buddies, but he was kind of a friend, and still talk to the kid. He's a good guy and all that. They broke up, and we kind of were in the same friend circle, so we kept talking, and then a couple months later, we ended up dating.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I always thought Matt was cute at the gym. I always told my coworkers, I'm like, oh, like, because I would check people, and I'd be like, oh, I'm checking him in, and I'm checking him in. Before we started dating, I told my family, when I may have had a lot to drink right on a family cruise, that he was my soulmate. And they were like, who even is Matt? They did not even know who you were.
They wouldn't know me at that time, yeah.
But I knew. On accident, I knew.
You called it.
Right before we started dating, I guess is my first memory of us, like, starting to kind of like each other. My family likes to tailgate at MSU, and so we had a big family tailgate, and he's a recent MSU alumni. And so he was up with all his friends tailgating before a game, and I Instagram messaged him like, hey, you should come and stop by my family tailgate. And he told all his buddies, like, let's go to this tailgate. And my family was like, oh, there's this boy here at our tailgate.
Adding to that, so the guys that I brought to that tailgate were Alex Whitcop, Cole Dolan, Ethan, my brother, and my cousin Josh. And all those guys are in my wedding today, so just kind of a cool...
They were there from the beginning.
Yep.
I think we met Matt first, and then we met Maddie at a random Fleck event, and then it turned into indoor soccer.
So we went to Uncle John's. Yeah. We went to a sunflower patch with them, and Maddie and I were in our whole own worlds. Chris and Matt had just met that day, and we just took off.
So yeah, I think me and Matt were just wandering a sunflower patch while you two were deep in it, and we were just talking.
Pretty sure Chris tried to convince Matt to join the Army.
Euchre party? Not sure.
Yeah, and for a while we thought maybe Matt and Keely might, but neither one of them really liked each other. They liked each other, but not like.
Yeah.
So, then when Matt and Maddie came around, we were like, oh yeah, this is the girl.
That's the one. Yeah.
Matt was so fun upon first impression and so good to you. You guys were so sweet together. And even though we had just met, I feel like I knew him for a very long time. And you guys were just very sweet and welcoming to your home.
Maddie and Matt, when they were boyfriend and girlfriend, they would maybe come to our house, I think. Yeah, they would come to our house and play with us, and that would really get me happy.
I think what makes Matt and Maddie perfect for each other is the fact that they are both very caring human beings. They love deeply. They've never met a stranger, and they're just two peas in a pod.
But they're so cute. Oh my gosh. They smile so much together. I like how she looks at him.
And Matt. They were meant to be together. You could definitely tell right away.
And you could just tell that Matt and Maddie really just vibed. There was a click that you could sense, and you could just feel their love in a sense, I guess you could say. You just feel it when you're around them.
You could tell right off the bat how much he cared about Maddie, and just putting her needs and wants first, and just very selfless, for sure.
They really are like the same person, just in different bodies. Maddie is the girl version of Matt, and Matt is the guy version of Maddie.
I thought Matt and Maddie were very similar personality-wise.
Those two just complement each other very well.
One of the things I love about their friendship, actually I wasn't even there for it, but there's this really
cute picture of Maddie and Matt during Matt's Ironman where I think Matt's like running in the rain and Maddie's smiling at him. And when I saw that picture, I was like, this just like encapsulates their like relationship so well. It's just like Maddie's so genuinely happy. So I wasn't there for that like memory, but I just looked at that picture and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is just like the perfect couple.
Basically, Maddie is a male version of Matt, so I just knew that they were perfect for each other, and the way that they looked at each other, they just seemed very happy together.
They just like blend together.
I think what makes you guys perfect together is how much like you laugh and make each other laugh, and you're always going on adventures and traveling, and I just think that you guys are both so sweet and your love for each other does not go unnoticed.
I think they have a lot of good adventures together.
Just camping, sports, everything.
Adventure, and you can just see the connection for sure.
They both like people. They both are great conversationalists. When you talk to them, they're actually engaged, and that's great. Like, you need more people like that in the world.
I think they have very similar values and similar hobbies, interests, and whatnot. So I think that they're going to have a lot of fun together in their marriage.
Why are they perfect together? I mean, honestly, words can't describe it. I know for one thing that I know Maddie, I know my best friend, and just the way she looks at Matt, and just the disposition she has, it was just a sign that he was the one, and they're perfect together because they're both caring, Christian, humble, thankful, adventurous, loving human beings.
Because Matt likes to talk a lot, and we'll just pull her on the dance floor.
They just pair really nicely together. One, they can just have a really, really good time with no agenda. It just doesn't have to be an outline. They can just go out, and they're super fun to hang out, just each other and as a group. But they just love on each other really, really well.
Yeah, building off that, I would say that they definitely feed off of each other's energy too. The second you get them kind of going and partying, they both are just feeding off each other's energy and start going crazy.
Yeah, good listeners, a ton of very warm and friendly, always approachable. Matt is always with open arms, and Maddie as well, just walking towards you and striking a conversation, and then it goes both ways, so it's kind of nice. So they're just good soulmates together.
So Matt and Maddie are perfect for each other because they're both personality-wise, I think, pretty similar. They're both very social people, both very kind people. Every time I see them together, I feel like they get along really well, and they just kind of match each other's energy. They kind of give and take in the perfect ways and stuff like that. But they also have a lot of similar hobbies. They like to travel together and stuff. So yeah, I think they go together really well.
I feel like he said, Matt's more squared away and Maddie's so like carefree. They're like, they mesh perfectly together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the puzzle pieces, like they kind of just fit together like that. Like one completes the other, almost.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. They listen to each other.
They're both very genuine, kind, and caring people.
All right, I think you guys have a superpower of being conversationalists. I think you literally make people feel like they're the only person in the room, and it's such a skill to have. You love people so well, and I just think it's awesome that the Lord brought you together to do that together.
I would say, they're perfect together because they're not just a couple, they're best friends as well. And it's easy to figure that out if you meet them for 5 seconds. They're goofing around and just being their silly, weird, awkward selves, and they mesh.
I feel like they are like a perfect energy loop. Both of them kind of bring the other one up. They're flawless together. They both bring out the best in each other. It's honestly the best ever.
I don't think either of us are very stressy people. We tend to be a little more laid back.
Should be more stressy.
Yeah. We're pretty go. That kind of contradicts the laid back thing, but we do like to kind of stay active and stay doing stuff, and we're pretty goal oriented and career oriented. And I think we just have always gotten along very well. We don't fight a whole lot, We compliment each other. Like literally we'll give each other compliments and tell each other when we're, doing something good around the house, or when someone did, if she had a great day nursing, I'll say, you did a hell of a job today nursing, and because she tells me about her days, when she comes home. And so I just think that we complement each other very well. I think we're basically each other's best friends.
Or soulmate.
soulmates,
Like what I
yeah.
told my family.
Yeah.
And the same goes for like when things aren't so good too. Like if I did have a bad day, or same for him if he had a bad day, I think we listen to understand. And we love our dog. Shout out Callie.
I knew Maddie was in love because even that first double date encounter, just her disposition and just the way she looked at him, I just knew he was the one for her, for sure. Just being around Maddie my whole life, you just kind of know, like, who's it, and it was Matt for sure.
Right from the very beginning, you could tell. It was in their eyes, in their body language, and just how they looked at each other and spoke to one another.
Just the way they looked at one another.
Maddie was probably like the first girl outside of his last girlfriend that he brought around in a couple years. So I kind of knew that, she must have been pretty important to him.
It was actually at that first meeting with them. It wasn't in love, but I texted somebody at that right after we finished up with the tailgate, like, oh, he's into this girl. He isn't going to admit it yet, but he's into this girl. And that was when I was just shocked to see.
I just remember when Matt said, I remember it was I think a euchre party in Kalamazoo at Matt's house, and he introduced there was 100 of us. He introduced us, and I was just so excited for him that he met someone that made him smile and happy.
She described him kind of with the adjectives I said earlier, just a down-to-earth, genuine, caring, nurturing guy. I think I remember her telling me on the phone, and she couldn't wait for me to meet him, and that was pretty special to me because I don't think she said that about anyone else but him.
I knew pretty early on. I'd say I knew about 3 or 4 months into dating her. And I don't know if it's funny because my cousin asked me this yesterday because he started dating a girl. He's like, how do I know when I love her? I'm like, you'll just know. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think there's going to be one moment that, that you're like, oh yeah, that now I'm in love. I think it just kind of happens over time. You don't even realize it. But I knew pretty soon, I guess, to answer that one.
That's fair. I think that's true. Like I don't think there was a specific time that was like, oh my gosh, I love him. I mean, unless if I'm telling my family now, like, gosh.
Apparently, she knew like 3 months before we even dated on a cruise.
Before he even talked to me. But I don't know if there's really a time when you just like, I don't know. I don't even remember who said I love you first or like when that was. I think we just all of a sudden became each other's best friends.
Yep.
Like you kind of build up your relationship and you kind of build up love.
What's that saying? It happens slowly yet all at once.
Yeah.
That's cheesy. I'm done. Okay, we're done with that question.
So I actually think Matt would be the better dancer tonight. Maddie, Matt's going to be the better dancer. Maddie is going to be a couple of drinks deep. She's going to be just kind of lingering about, laughing and having a good time. I think Matt will try to pull her on the dance floor a couple times, and then she'll get distracted and go do something else.
Matt. Definitely Matt. He's got the moves. Maddie, her dress, she might be a little confined too.
Matt will be on the dance floor tonight, busting a move, and Maddie will have a couple drinks and be giggling in the corner. So that's my prediction.
I know, I agree. Probably Matt. He'll be the first one out there, like egging her on to come out. Maybe they'll. These are the type of people I could see him wanting to have some type of dance routine or something.
Yes.
Like I can see him having something already planned up in his sleeve, ready to go for us.
I'm saying Matt. Matt's going to be a better dancer, I think. From what I know about Matt, I don't think Matt would have chosen a spouse who couldn't dance. I'll say that.
Definitely Maddie.
Definitely Matt. The most athletic dancer, Matt, but the best dancer, Maddie.
Yeah, I concur. I don't know, maybe with that wedding dress might make it a little hard to move in. So.
I feel like Maddie's going to be the better dancer tonight.
Maddie.
Definitely Maddie. She's got the moves.
Maddie.
Matt, maybe if he has a few drinks.
Definitely Maddie. Definitely Maddie.
2, 3. Maddie.
Maddie.
I'll say Maddie.
Maddie without a doubt. Love you, Matt. I feel like Maddie just has the better repertoire of songs to dance to.
I would say both of them when they dance together.
I think they'll be a better dancing team, but I think Matt will probably put on the most extravagant moves.
I think they're both gonna kick butt.
Maddie's just so goofy. I don't know. She could be good. She could be good. I don't know.
Maddie's not really good. None of us are really good dancers, so.
I think I would vote Maddie. Really? Yeah, I think Maddie's the best dancer.
100% Matt. No, 100% Matt. You're actually a good coordinated dancer without drinks. So
I disagree. I think she's a good dancer.
I am not.
I think there are a lot of good dancers here. I would not put myself in that. My cousin Josh
Okay, well,
is a
you
good
can
dancer.
at least move your hips.
I feel like Whitcop. I mean, I can only do. I can't do a whole lot. So.
You can just do that right now. I can't. First of all, I'll say I'm wearing a dress, so that's my excuse.
But you're changing into a different dress to dancing.
And I won't get any better.
Maybe it's a tie. It's a tie.
What place would I recommend they visit? I would say Iceland. It's a great, very scenic, inexpensive trip for couples. I've never done it with a couple, but I've done it with a group, and I think they're both outdoorsy, would have a great time.
Go out west because I like to camp and go to a bunch of national parks.
Visit national parks together.
Yellowstone Glacier.
St. Augustine, Florida is a good spot to go.
I feel like they'd have a lot of fun in the Rockies.
Smoky Mountains, go to a cabin in the Smoky Mountains. That's awesome.
Honey Run's nice in Ohio.
Or else the Isle Royale.
I know that Matt's already been to Crater Lake in the Pacific Northwest, but I definitely think he should take Maddie there. It's so beautiful.
I think they already have Disney covered. So in terms of travel,
Disneyland.
Maybe Disneyland and get out to California, maybe.
A different answer would be like Alaska, because Alaska's also cool.
I think Matt and Maddie need to go to Alaska. I know that Matt's already been, but I think that it'll be really incredible for them to go as a couple and go on fishing trips and all of the hiking and adventuring that they're going to.
You need to go to Alaska. There are lots of national parks there for you, so I would definitely recommend it. You like to hike.
I'd say Palm Springs, California. Yeah, great golf, great scenery. It's always nice weather when we were there. It was a great time. We went actually for Christmas, and you got snow up on the mountain, so you can have your white Christmas if you'd like. But it was a great spot.
They need to go camping up in Platte River. I know they're very outdoorsy people. Platte River is the best. You can camp, you can tube. Obviously there's Lake Michigan. It's so pretty. I think they'd love it.
I would say, because they're outdoorsy people, Mount Rainier out in Washington State.
Colorado.
On their honeymoon.
A trip out west. I know they used to go to Colorado some, and that's always a nice area. In the south, we've been down to Texas, and there's just a lot of neat places in the United States to just go see.
I know that Kalamazoo Christian is trying to plan an Africa trip, and they're trying to hop in on that and be chaperones for it, and I think that that's definitely a spot that they should go to.
They should go somewhere beachy. Maddie loves beach music, and I think that's just kind of would be a really good groove for them.
Well, I know they have some plans to go out west, maybe visit some state parks out there in like Montana, Wyoming. So they're both very adventurous and sporty. So I think anything that involves that, camping or hiking or just anywhere in the mountains, I think they should go.
I don't know if they've been to Hocking Hills in Ohio yet, but that could be fun.
Hawaii, hands down. We went on our honeymoon there. We did 2 weeks, 3 islands. You guys are doing the adventure, right, camping out west, but definitely you got to do Hawaii.
Yeah, I agree. That was one of my favorite trips and our honeymoon, so.
They should come visit us in North Carolina.
They should visit Greece. Outside of the States, if you can swing one of the islands off of the Dominican Republic without it being sketchy, they're beautiful.
Out of the country, I would say Italy.
Australia.
Germany. I've been to Germany before. It's really beautiful. They like beer, so Germany has excellent beer, so I'm voting Germany. I was also going to say Germany or just anywhere in Europe, because I think during the Africa trip, you guys may have stopped there but didn't get to walk around. So I think they would both really enjoy that.
I think they would very much enjoy Europe.
They definitely would enjoy Europe. It has a lot of historical and natural beauty. I personally think they would really enjoy Switzerland, just because there's a lot of castles and a lot of mountains, and I know both of them really like going out west for the mountains. So I think the step up would be Switzerland.
I haven't been here, but I feel like they would like New Zealand because I think isn't Maddie into the Lord of the Rings? Yeah. And they're just outdoorsy. I could see them loving it. So.
Yeah, as a couple, someplace neither of you have ever been. New for both of you.
Pick a place on a map that they would never have chosen to go to and just find themselves there.
When it comes to traveling, Matt and Maddie both love to travel. We love to travel, and I can just say that anywhere you go, you can have a great time. It might not seem like the greatest place in the world, but you will have a good time if you put your mind to it. So just go. Just travel as much as you can.
I think outdoors. Anything outdoors they'll love.
Between Maddie and Matt, who would last longer in the zombie apocalypse? I'm going to have to go with Maddie, just because I've known her the longest, and I know that she runs marathons. I think she's done a few different types of marathons, whether it be in the rain, through mud, everywhere. I think she could handle it, be on her own. We also share a common bond working at Dick's Sporting Goods, and there's a lot of random people that walk into that store, so she can handle a lot of different people.
I would say Matt, just to disagree with Zane, and also he's a farmer.
Yeah.
So shortage of food, you could farm.
In the zombie apocalypse,
Maddie.
probably Maddie. She's resourceful. She'd probably find a way.
Matt, 100%. True, he would sacrifice. He would put himself at risk to save me because I don't think in a zombie apocalypse, I don't think I'd do very well.
I feel like the obvious answer is Matt. However, I feel like he would sacrifice himself or something for Maddie, so Maddie would probably be left over.
I think that is a good point, but I think Maddie would kind of like sabotage herself and just go and like talk to a zombie and end up dying. Sorry, Nat. Probably Matt, because I feel like Maddie would be running late for something and like not get the bus out of town or something.
Probably Matt. Sorry, Maddie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Matt on that one.
Probably Matt. Scrappier.
Matt. He doesn't taste good.
Matt.
Matt. It'd be like you and Matt. You two would last. Maddie and I would die right
You guys
away.
wouldn't even know anything was happening.
I'm going to say Matt, just because he's so athletic.
Probably Matt. Matt does the triathlon craziness, so I feel like he could run further, I feel like.
Matt would last a long time because he's strong and he's adventurous.
I think Matt would survive in the wilderness longer.
I think Maddie will last longer because if they're together, I think Matt will do whatever it takes to keep her safe, and he will go first for that reason.
Same. Seriously, yeah.
Out of the two of them, who would survive longer? I think it would be Maddie, mainly because Matt would find a way to protect her, and she would escape, but not by a significant margin of time. They're a good team.
Matt's probably bigger and naturally stronger, but I think Maddie's smarter and would find a way to outsmart them.
Well, I just don't think Matt would leave Maddie.
I mean that too, but aside from that,
I think it'd be a toss-up.
Maddie might talk to the zombies too
Yeah.
much.
I'm going to say they're both going down together. They're in it together.
I don't know what that is.
Maddie, because she is a fighter and strong.
I'm going with Maddie because that girl is tough. I think she would survive in the wilderness longer, but they probably both would try to beat the other one.
I would say Maddie.
I think Maddie would also win because Callie would come and rescue her. Yeah.
I think Maddie, because she would make friends with the zombies.
Who is the better cook? I would say Maddie, and that's mostly because Matt is kind of picky, so he only likes mac and cheese and things like noodles and I don't know, things like that. So I would say Maddie, she's a little more adventurous with her palate.
I would also have to say Maddie's the better cook because I've never had Mac's cooking. It's just like all he's made is Kraft mac and cheese for me, so I guess that's it. Maddie's cooking is pretty good.
I'm gonna go with Maddie. Yes, well, Maddie mostly follows the directions, which is good. I mean, that's what you want when you're cooking. Yeah.
Me. But Matt's a good cook too. Matt kind of put me on to cooking. I remember early on in the dorms, he would use this community kitchen that we had to whip up some chicken and rice and just some basic stuff. But that was before I was really cooking at the time. So he definitely got me into it. So I might have to give him credit for that. I don't talk to him about what he cooks these days. So I'm not too sure if there are some recent recipes, but it's got to be chicken and rice. He probably thinks it's amazing. But
One of my favorite memories of Maddie was just having so many sleepovers in your bedroom where I'd be on the air mattress and you'd be on your bed, and then we would eat pancakes in the morning and your mom would make us bacon.
When Maddie was younger, she had wanted to be a semi-truck driver. And the sole reason for that was because they, have like a little bed back there, and she loves camping so much, and she thought that maybe if she was a semi-truck driver, like she'd get to camp all the time because she loves to camp. So
This is hard. I have so many memories of Maddie. Maddie and I went to Cran Hill Ranch in 7th grade. It was really pinnacle point of our friendship. It's funny looking back on those pictures because we were just had so much fun together. It was just the two of us. We did lots of journaling, and Maddie and I have a very well documented period of awkward middle school together. We probably have more embarrassing pictures of the two of us than anybody else.
When Maddie and I first moved into the neighborhood we grew up in, it was all under construction. And so there were construction sites everywhere and those big blue dumpsters full of extra wood. And so one day we decided to build a boat. So we got hammers and nails from our dads and took out all the leftover wood and built a boat and attached a wooden anchor to it and decided to float across the retention pond in the neighborhood. The boat sank and the anchor floated.
The dog man, she'll understand.
A lot of young memories come to mind of us growing up. We did a lot of skiing together, so a lot of downhill skiing together in the wintertime. A lot of college memories. We didn't go to the same school or anything like that, but just a lot of kind of unique, fun dorm parties that are hard to forget.
We went over to Maddie's parents' house, and we were just all hanging out in the backyard, playing cards, playing pickleball, I think, and just hanging out.
One of my most recent favorite memories with Maddie is I got married a month ago, and I lost my veil. My seamstress never put it back into the bag. So on the wedding day, I opened up my dress, and there was no veil. So Maddie had Matt come all the way from home and gave me her veil so that I would not have to walk down the aisle without a veil. So I ended up buying her a new one, but she selflessly gave me hers at the drop of a hat.
One of my favorite memories with you was at Natalie's bachelorette party when we swung from the rafters together. It was very structurally unsound and we could have caused damage to the Airbnb, but we had a blast and we made the most of it. But that's one of my memories of how you're always so fun and down for anything.
Maddie one time almost fought a girl on my behalf. We were at a concert, and long story short, we were holding her back. And that was that. So Maddie, it's a real one.
So with Matt, this goes way back to when we were 3 and 4 years old, but we thought it would be fun. My dad was sleeping on the couch, my mom was gone, and he had our little brother Ethan on his lap sleeping with him. And Matt and me had just gotten out of the bathtub, and we decided it was a good idea to color ourselves with markers and color all the walls because we wanted to be tigers in the jungle. So we made that environment in their apartment. And my mom was very not happy when she got home, but she didn't take any pictures, so there's no evidence, but it did happen. So because she was so mad. So yes.
I have a least favorite memory, and that was having Matt kick my butt in FIFA over and over again.
My favorite memory of Matt is when he pulled the wagons over on the road on a 45-degree angle, and my dad yelled at him for about 30 minutes straight.
I think just watching him grow and probably playing volleyball, out behind our house with the kids and
Yeah, I think a lot of volleyball in our backyard.
Yeah, and then just seeing the connection, just watching Matt and my son, they were close and did a lot of things together, and it was fun to watch them grow close in their relationship.
Probably when I was 5, I remember spending a lot of time in his room with Josh and a couple of the other cousins playing on his PS2. Very fond memories.
Probably at Ludington State Park or Matt's house. We'd hang out a lot in the basement playing video games, and definitely run around our bikes at Ludington Park, so it was fun.
Tell the van one.
I mean, the van is more funny because it's just all of us, but I remember we're up at his cabin for spring break, like junior year, and we were driving through a field. I had the large van door open, the side door, and I was taking pictures. Josh was in the front, hanging out the window, and we went over a stump. The whole van door falls off. We're dragging it, and we are down a hill, and we just what did we get stuck down the hill?
We got we got stuck because the door was laying on the ground.
Yeah, the
so
door
we
was.
had to, all of us lift up the door and
6 of us had to get the door back on the van with ratchet straps.
Yeah, it took a whole day of our break.
And then push the van up the hill, and I just remember calling me and Matt calling his dad, and Matt said, "Hey, Dad, something happened. The van door came off." And I was scared for my life. I was just like, I'm never gonna be friends with Matt again. And Frank was just like, oh, that's all right, It just something so, just didn't care. So laissez-faire about it.
Really, every weekend, us sneaking out and messing with the Frobergs or whoever was on the list that week. But I would say a funny story was probably when because Matt was always the driver of the shenanigans. But we were messing with Darren Froberg. And me, Josh, and Weston, I think it was, were running in the field. We weren't in the van yet, right? Yeah. And then so we get in the van, and Matt let Darren in his van. So when we got in the van, Darren was sitting waiting for us, and Weston opened the door and just turned red and just took off running and never came back. So really, but I mean, every time we mess with the Frobergs, I'd say is just another good memory. An embarrassing one is probably when his ass got knocked out at White Pigeon. I was just kidding. He got cheap shot.
I would say my favorite memory of Matt would have been when Matt and myself went out west with a couple of our other friends, Josh and Travis, and we were in the same tent together, and we definitely had a lot of talks just one-on-one, and that was actually when I kind of realized he was way more mature than I thought he was. But yeah, those were definitely my favorite memories of him. But
it's more of a funny one, but at Michigan State, I remember Alex and Matt came back from the bars one day. They were day drinking and little bit intoxicated when they came back to our apartment. But Matt was whipping up some pasta on the stove, I remember, and he was so hungry and couldn't wait to eat it that he reached his hand in a boiling pot of water just to grab a couple pieces of pasta out before it was done. So,
Probably one of the better memories I had of Matt was our 170-mile bike ride to Ludington. That 16-plus hour journey from dark to dark was brutal. We went through ups and downs throughout the entire journey, and we were just there for each other, picking ourselves up when we were low. And I think it was the way he pushed through and pushed me too was very key on his character, and I think that'll carry through the rest of his life.
My favorite memory with Matt is when we were in our last house at Michigan State. We would always go through his window to get on the roof, and we would just sit and watch the East Lansing sunsets with all of our roommates, and it was the perfect place of sitting, chatting about life, and having a beverage or two.
My favorite memory with Matt and Maddie is probably when Maddie was her very first time camping with us. You have to be very tough to be in this family, and she was tough right off the bat. She just like plowed right in, and it was like she had never missed a beat. She'd been there forever.
I have no memories yet, so
My favorite memory with Matt is just like playing volleyball together and playing cards. Yeah, probably euchre and volleyball.
Probably just all the times playing Jackbox on the Switch in the front of the TV.
Today's
Yes, today.
tailgating. We did a lot of tailgating. That's I actually met Matt and Maddie's family at the same time when we like crashed their tailgates every home football game.
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult when you've been doing life with them for the past 4 years. We've done incredible ski trips, camping trips, cruises together. Every opportunity that we get to hang out with them has been absolutely incredible. So I'm finding it difficult to pick just one.
I'll say for me, it's all the trips that we go on. We do a lot of cool out west trips and like family camping trips and stuff. So it's a collection of memories for me. Every time we do a fun trip, we always just have a blast. And we have some that we do annually, like ski trips with her family and then camping trips with mine. But we also do like one trip a year out to like Utah, or we're going to Montana and Wyoming for our honeymoon. And we just always find, joy in doing those kinds of things.
I think my favorite memories are experiencing new things and new places with Matt.
Yeah.
But also in planning those trips, I have a lot of fun too. It's always fun to plan what are we gonna do? Where do we want to visit? What places we're gonna eat at? I love looking at Yelp.
Sure.
And also just doing smaller things at home, like riding in the combine with Matt. Just the simple taking time away from being at home or whatever to come and sit shotgun.
Favorite memory, I
Favorite
know.
memory.
Okay, so we went on like a double day vacation almost. We have a cabin up by Pointe Mountain. We went skiing together. And then we went into Pointe City and went to I think it was a brewery, right? Yeah. Brewery restaurant. And we all did karaoke with them. It was super fun. But the highlight of the night was when we were driving back to our cabin. And we were all a little tipsy, except for myself because I was the driver. And Maddie and Matt got into some argument, like the first ever argument they've ever gotten into about.
It was over football. It was over Michigan State
Yeah.
football game. So that was a funny memory.
My embarrassing story is when we went to Craig's Cruisers for Pfizer Family Fun Day, and Matt got really anxious because he wanted. We were 10 or something, by the way, so. He really missed his family, so I don't think he was having a very good time at Craig's Cruisers because he was a little anxious. But good memories with Matt are just about everything we do together. Yeah.
I have one. It's kind of embarrassing. It was kind of a bonding moment for us at the very beginning of our friendship. My, at the time, boyfriend was in a car crash, and it landed us. I was stuck in Traverse City for 2 weeks. So Maddie was like, I'm going to come visit you. I'm going to drive up. So she drives up and we hang out, and then she leaves, and like 3 minutes later she calls me and she's like, I totaled my car. You're going to have to come get me. I'm fine, but the car is totaled. So I come, and I didn't have a vehicle, so I walked to go get her, and she has like 16 different bags of things, like tennis rackets, 7 pairs of shoes, like the most random things ever. So we had to haul every piece of clothing, tennis racket out of her car and carry it 2 miles in the rain, walking back to my hotel room.
So one time, Maddie went out to downtown Kalamazoo with one of the other bridesmaids, Paige, and Maddie called me at around 2 in the morning to come pick them up because she's a responsible girl and wanted to be picked up and didn't want to drive home. And by the time that I got there, Maddie really had to use the bathroom, but she wasn't allowed to go back into the bar because it was closed. And so she peed on the ground. And the whole ride home, she told me that she loved me so much, and I was trying to drive, and she was all over me and hugging me. Like just like that, and wouldn't stop telling me that she loved me. And yeah, she's a very sweet person, but that's probably one of my funny memories of Maddie.
One of my favorite memories of Maddie is a legend from 7th grade basketball. Maddie was quite the basketball player back in her day. We were on the 7th grade B team together. We didn't make the A team, but B team was still pretty good. We had a pretty successful season. Maddie was quite the shooter. One game, she even, I think it was maybe like one of her first points she scored. We passed the ball inbounds to Maddie, and Maddie takes the ball and shoots it in our own hoop, scoring against our own team, and everybody was just dead silent.
I feel like Campsite Crawl Maddie is just very fun and everywhere, and those are some good memories of Maddie. And at her bachelorette party, her dancing on the party bus, exposing herself to everyone.
I guess tailgate, she also had a lot of drinks. And I don't know, she was just being really goofy, just kind of, then she got a little mean and chased people around. I don't know, it was just kind of fun to watch.
I definitely have seen both of them more drunk than they would probably like me to.
So we were in a 6 to 9 for our minor, and it was in IT, and we both hated it, and we just had to do it. And it was our last year, and we would always go to happy hour before. And then one time we ended up having a little bit too much fun at happy hour, and we ordered a pizza. And then we didn't realize that it was time for our 6 to 9, so we had to box up the full pizza and bring it into our 6 to 9, and then we were late, 5 minutes late to the 6 to 9, and she always started right on time. So Maddie's carrying this pizza, and then we both were visibly just very happy at that time, and ate the pizza in our 6 to 9. That was kind of embarrassing, but fun.
Maddie was pretty funny at my bachelorette party. I don't know if I want to get into specific memories, but yeah, she's just a very funny person.
So a while back, I had a kids entertainment company, and we were doing an event out in Kalamazoo, and I was Anna. I had another girl being Elsa, and the party was mainly girls, but there was going to be a couple little boys there, and the parents wanted a character to help entertain the boys. Well, they wanted a Ninja Turtle. And I didn't have anyone to come with me to be the Ninja Turtle, so last minute I was like, hey, Maddie, can you put this Ninja Turtle costume on and be a Ninja Turtle for me? And Maddie's like, what? She's 5'2", 5'3", and the Ninja Turtle costume takes a good height, and she wasn't quite there. And it's this big old Ninja Turtle head, this wide. She can barely see down, and the legs are just smashed because her legs couldn't fill it out. So through the whole party, she's walking around like this. She can't see. And I'm gotta lead the way. It was so hilarious. And then after, she was like, Liv, I cannot believe you made me do that. So that's gonna go down in the history books for sure.
I think our advice for first anniversary is find something that you both enjoy that's really, really low pressure that you can just reflect on the first year and kind of celebrate, wow, it's been a year. Because I think in our experience, I think the first year there's a lot of stuff that happens. And it's just fun to learn and reminisce.
I mean, everybody's different, but I know on our first anniversary, we went back to the place we got married because it's also a restaurant, and that was really fun to just go back and be there. Not the same atmosphere at all, but it was close.
I think that they should just take the day off if they're working and just enjoy each other's company. Do a hike, something fun.
I think they should go somewhere remote that they can get away from all the technology and people and everything.
Hang out with us.
I agree with that. Hang out with us.
In the combine.
They should go to Melting Pot. It's delicious. They should roast marshmallows.
Tractor ride.
That's tractor pulls at the fair.
He does that often.
They are, like Biggie said, they are going to Hawaii. So I would say something, because obviously with them being married, it does take it to a next level. So I'm sure in some way they're going to find something that they love. So I'd probably focus it on, something that they love or a passion that they both have together.
I don't like the tractor idea. I think Matt and Maddie should go somewhere they've never been, perhaps like Iceland?
Banff?
Not yet. We're going to Banff, so.
No.
He can't
Yeah,
do that
screw
with
you,
me.
Matt. No.
They're going to Hawaii in December, but I think they should go back to Hawaii again.
Going to Ludington?
Yeah, another adventure, maybe hit the East Coast this time.
Yep.
I think you can do it's like your first year is supposed to be paper or something. Our 5th year
Wood.
is wood because we're going to be 5. So follow those things.
They should do a trip somewhere. I'm on Team Gatlinburg, big trip, but that's selfish a little bit.
A hike to the top of Mount LeConte and the Smokies. Some big mountain would be a fun way to do it.
Yeah, I just think they need to get outdoors and be in God's country.
They should come back here. I think that'd be cool to celebrate their first, get one of the cottages here and spend it out where they first got married. I think that'd be cool.
Advice, enjoy the ride, I guess. It's a whole new adventure, so.
Remember to put the toilet seat down, Matt.
When you have a conflict, just try to resolve it. Don't sit on it. Resolve the conflict. That's been really good for us. Don't sit on it.
Just enjoy your life. Work hard and enjoy it. Time goes by quick. The last thing we're going to add is when you get old like us, you can still do this. All right.
I think they should just continue to have fun and laugh together, and they are always laughing. And
Stay true to each other and just be the same way that you guys are, because you guys are great together.
Matt, just do whatever Maddie says, and it'll be all right.
Keep having fun. Stay green, guys.
Marriage is not easy. Constantly seek the better of your spouse and always put love first. Always put their preferences first in easy times and hard times.
Love is a verb, not just a feeling.
Don't go to bed angry. It's okay to come back to an argument.
Put God first in your relationship.
Catch up to us on kids
Yes, have lots of kids. Kids are great.
so we can go to fall festivals together and communicate well.
Yes. Take time out of the day for each other.
The most important thing, which I think both of them already do a good job at, though, is good communication skills is really important for a marriage, but then also spending time with one another. Always make room for each other, because I know I haven't gotten to this point in my life yet, but I hear once you have kids and stuff like that, you always want to spend time with each other and make time for each other. So you chose to be with that person. So
Stay true to who you are and have some fun while you're at it. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is definitely hers. And even if you're right, you're wrong, and you're going to have to apologize.
Be kind. Be always nice to your new neighbors.
I would say, guys, get into a church, bring your kids to church, serve the Lord, pray for each other. That's huge.
Stay each other's best friend and never quit on your marriage. Communicate, talk about your expectations for anything, even a Saturday, what your expectations are for that Saturday, because they're going to be different.
Yeah, I'm still learning that.
Seeing how none of us are married,
Here you go.
Yeah. All right, Matt, with my 2 crippling relationships under my belt, I would say listen to Maddie, happy wife, happy life, and don't disappoint her.
Just remember, go green and Sparty on. Never go to bed angry. Always work it out. Any difficulties that you have, always work it out before you go to bed.
Just let the little things go. I think especially as women, we let those little things fester, and it's all small stuff. Just let the small stuff go. And it wouldn't hurt, Maddie, to have a separate account from the account you share so you can spend money and not let your husband see it.
Pay your property taxes, because you need that. You need those barn fields. I guess live with love. Live with love.
Yeah, there's going to be times when you don't get along, and what you do with that is stop talking, walk away, and then come back. How long?
It will.
At least 5 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Yeah, it just depends. Women don't like to wait that long. They want you. You got to forgive. You got to compromise. You got to give a little, both ways.
Yeah, Maddie's always right.
Oh, and I know you got to say I love you every day, and always give hugs and respect one another. Have trust. Just always make them number one. make them special every day, because that's important to keep them. We've been married, 33 years, so.
We made it this far, so you guys probably can too.
Just remember in quite a few years when you've got a million dogs and a whole passel full of kids to enjoy each other, because once those kids leave, you're still stuck with each other, and you need to love each other and still like each other and do stuff a lot. So both of you have parents that love it that way. You have many family members that are. So just remember to have fun together throughout your whole life.
Make sure that they always take time to spend time with each other, and yeah, just have fun, enjoy it.
Matt and Maddie do some pretty cool adventures, so I would just say to keep on adventuring.
Never stop going on adventures, never go to bed angry, and always apologize.
We are so happy you two have found each other, and Maddie, we think it is so cool that we have known your family for so long, and now you're officially becoming a part of our family.
I hope you are enjoying marriage to the fullest. Love being a part of your special day, and Matt is the best too, and you guys are just the best people for each other, and I'm so happy to be a part of your day.
Can't be more excited to officially have Matt part of this family as well, and be a brother-in-law, and it's going to be incredible the years going forward. All of us together just enjoying that time.
Yeah, super pumped. This is awesome. I think it was maybe our parents' long-term mission to get us to get together, but I think you made a way better choice with Matt.
So happy for both of you. It's been, something I know you've both been looking forward to quite a lot. Super happy for you and can't wait to celebrate with you both here, of course, and and afterwards as we, meet with you and do random, goofy things. But I think the biggest thing that we would give is that, it's always a team, and, you guys make a great team. So excited to see all the stuff that you accomplish together and, the life you build.
We're happy for you guys. We're excited to move back so we can actually hang out with you.
You are just such a wonderful couple, and you are so warm and giving to everybody you know, and we really appreciate you.
This has been a beautiful day, and you two are 110% meant for each other. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
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 Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Matt and Maddie.
Liv and I love you very much.
We love you.
Love you.
We love you.
Love you guys. You're the best.
Love you guys.
We love you.
We love you.
I love you. We love you, Matt and Maddie.